Hi everybody, this is Raunwynn from SureYouCan.com, and this is my first to 10 contest with BXCR's Gen. This is my last first to 10 video for Vanilla Street Fighter 4. It took forever to find a Gen player. Every time I would ask if someone knew a Gen player, a good Gen player, everybody always said Yeb, and I couldn't get Yeb to respond to me. He's he probably gets a lot of invitations and messages and stuff, so that's understandable. But I started a thread on the Gen forums on SureYouCan, and BXCR was one of the guys that said, hey, I'll play with you. When you're fighting against Gen, one of Gen's primary strengths is his cross-up ability. And one of the things that I've been stressing over the course of this project is how good Gouken is against cross-ups. It really does show in this fight. One of Gen's primary strengths, he can't really use it. And that, of course, is because Kongoshin hits from either side. In Yukon Goshin, when you get up, you cannot be hit for 13 frames, or you'll counter, no matter if it's a cross-up or whatever. That really shows against Gen. So outside of his cross-ups, Gen's the really good thing about Gen is his standing middle kick in the hands. Now, Gen's armor break, he's got two of them. From crane stance, he's got the dive kick off the wall, and then from Manus stance, he's got his slap chop, his 100 hands. But Gen never does 100 hands just like to do it. He always does it after a move. So it doesn't affect Kongoshin. He's never going to break Kongoshin with 100 hands. But you will Kongo that standing middle kick if he's broadcasting too much. Like if you block a standing middle kick, he goes for hands, and then he goes for standing middle kick again after that. When you throw a Kongo out, kind of hard to punish your Kongo. But if he's in auto mode, then you'll counter that middle kick, and those counters hurt on Gen's little life bar. Another thing that you really want to be careful against with Gen is his focus attack. It's really awesome. He's got a great focus attack. So keep that in mind when you're throwing out moves against him. Now, as far as Gouken is concerned, you've got a lot of offensive options against Gen. For one, your zoning is awesome against Gen. Gen is normally very good at jumping over fireballs, but Gouken makes it so that he doesn't really want to jump over fireballs because of those high fireballs. And then when you consider that you're also jumping up to meet him in the air, jumping backwards and using hard kick to meet him if he tries to jump, you're using your standing middle kick before he jumps. It makes it really hard on Gen. Personally, I think that this is a very, very tough matchup for Gen. One of the things that is good about Gen against your offense, though, is his EX Oga on Wake Up. EX Oga is totally invincible on Wake Up, and he can get away from any kind of wake up pressure with it. So your zoning is totally killer against him, but he can escape your setups. Another funny thing that I noticed when I was in the training room practicing some combos on Gen is that if you land EX palm on him, oh my kid, you land EX palm on him, dash forward, and hit sweep. It's really hard to connect the demon flip dive kick after that, because I think because he's short or something, but I tend to cross over without hitting him, so I don't use that setup against Gen. Here I get the forward throw, and I'm going to go for demon flip cross up right here. EX Oga would have saved BXCR right there. And also, I believe it's a flash kick motion, so it doesn't matter if you get crossed up, it's still going to be able to come out. Okay, so Gen has a problem with his cross-ups. He's got a little bit of a problem with his pokes because of counter. And your pokes are good too, so it's a pretty even fight as far as pokes are concerned, I think. Like right there, look at that standing middle kick stopping him from jumping. Great poke against Gen. So in general play, when you just compare the moves that the characters can do, I feel like Gouken has a slight advantage. Now, that advantage is kind of multiplied by the discrepancy between their life bars and their stun totals. Gouken does high damage and high stun. Gen has low life and low stun. So that's a big advantage in favor of Goken. Um, Gen can do some pretty serious damage, but Goken's got regular stun and regular life. So I think all those things combined, it kind of makes for a tough fight for Gen. Here's Gen's wall dive kick right here. That kick is an armor breaking move, and if he hits you with it, he can immediately combo you with his kickstance ultra. So that's pretty cool. He can also set it up so that he can cross you up with it. I don't remember getting crossed up with it in this set, but I might see one at some point. I do remember getting crossed up by the other move quite a bit, and getting counter by accident instead of EX Demon Flip, and he'd smash my counter. I remember that happening quite often, actually. And right after this Demon Flip throw, I'm going to go for a regular cross up, and I get it on Gen. It's very safe to cross Gen up. Even if he EX Ogas to safety, he's not going to hit you. So regular old cross-ups and Demon Flip dive kick setups, they're all good against Gen. He can't really snuff your jump-ins with his waterfall kick, that like DP-like move kick where he kicks you a bunch of times in the air. So you really can attack Gen. I mean, even though he can get away with EX Oga, you're not putting yourself in danger when you're jumping on him, really. As long as you don't jump like a fool. Like right there, I was jumping all over the place in this fight, and a lot of times BXCR will catch me with one air defense or another. Now, one of the reasons why jumps, look right there, how I met him in the air with Jumping Fierce. One of the reasons I jump so much against Gen is because he's one of the few characters where you actually jump higher than he does. Normally, Chun-Li and Vega will be jumping over me, and my Jumping Fierce will miss. But with Gen, I jump over his jumping medium kick, and I'm able to hit him in the air. So I jump quite a bit against him. And Gen really does... well, BXCR goes to the air a lot. I don't know if that's common for all Gens, but I know that in this fight, I noticed that it was working and just kept on going to it. Here, right after this waterfall kick, watch him cross me up with his off-the-wall kick, and he broke my counter, and then I get ultra'd because of it. When he broke my counter there, I didn't want counter. I wanted EX Demon Flip, but the cross-up with the wall kick reversed my input. So I ended up getting the move that I desperately did not want. This is one of the few fights where where crossing you up and giving you mixed EX results is actually not good. It's really annoying when he does that crossover kick and breaks your accidental EX counter. Now watch Gen's jumps after this. He does early jumps, and he's not trying to cross me up anymore. He's jumping early. I'm countering to stop his cross-ups, and he just throws me when he lands. That's something that BXR started developing after our first to 5 casual set that we played before this. He was crossing me up quite a bit and going for attacks, but the counters just, they stopped Gen from doing that. So he noticed that jumping early and going to a throw was more successful. And it seriously is. Goken isn't going to do anything to you if you do wake-up throws on him. You're most likely just going to get teched, if anything at all. Now watch here how readily Gen throws. He throws me, and he's immediately going to go for more throws right here. One thing that I have noticed is when somebody is throwing me a lot of times I'll get crouching fierce punch on them into EX palm, like in wake up situations, because they're going for throws so much. I guess it just translates into other situations, but that opens your opponent up for huge combos. When you think about it, unless your opponent is going for a reversal on wake up, the mix-up between back throw and crouching fierce punch to EX palm is pretty deadly.